Welcome to our video on urban farming versus traditional agriculture. Which is more sustainable? In today's discussion, we'll delve into the critical comparisons between urban and traditional farming practices across various sustainability metrics. From land use efficiency to carbon footprints, water usage, and beyond, we'll explore how each approach impacts biodiversity, waste management, and food security. Join us as we unpack these dimensions and discover which farming model holds the key to a more sustainable future for our communities and the planet. 1. Land use efficiency. Urban farming is all about making the most out of small, often overlooked spaces. Imagine turning a vacant rooftop in a bustling city into a lush garden. That's urban farming. It allows food to be grown where it's consumed, cutting down on the need for long transportation routes. Traditional agriculture, on the other hand, often requires vast expanses of land. This can lead to deforestation and habitat destruction, posing a threat to local biodiversity. While it may seem like a more straightforward approach, its extensive land use raises sustainability concerns. 2. Carbon footprint. When it comes to carbon emissions, urban farming has the upper hand. By growing food closer to consumers, urban farms reduce the need for transporting produce over long distances. This not only cuts down emissions but also ensures fresher produce. Traditional agriculture, although capable of producing food on a larger scale, often relies on transporting goods across countries or even continents, which increases its carbon footprint. However, the large-scale mechanization of traditional farms can sometimes make them more energy efficient per unit of output. 3. Water usage. Water efficiency is a hallmark of urban farming. Techniques like rainwater harvesting and hydroponics allow urban farms to use water judiciously. Being close to urban water systems also means less is lost in transit. Traditional agriculture, particularly in arid regions, can demand immense amounts of water. Poor irrigation practices can deplete water sources, making sustainability a challenge. While some traditional farms adopt efficient practices, the overall water consumption remains a concern. 4. Biodiversity. Urban farms can cultivate a variety of crops even in limited spaces, which can promote biodiversity within cities. However, these spaces often compete with urban infrastructure, limiting the extent of biodiversity. Traditional agriculture, especially in the form of monocultures, can severely reduce biodiversity. Growing the same crop over large areas can exhaust the soil and disrupt local ecosystems. However, practices like mixed farming and agroforestry can enhance biodiversity in traditional systems. 5. Waste management. Urban farming shines in waste management. Many urban farms incorporate composting, turning organic waste into valuable fertilizer. This not only reduces waste but also enriches the soil. Traditional agriculture can struggle with waste, especially when chemical fertilizers and pesticides enter the environment. Though organic farming practices are on the rise, the challenge of managing agricultural waste sustainably still exists. 6. Energy usage. Energy efficiency is a key feature of urban farming. Many urban farms utilize renewable energy sources like solar panels, reducing their reliance on traditional energy. However, indoor urban farms may need artificial lighting, which can increase energy demands. Traditional agriculture tends to be energy intensive due to the use of heavy machinery and chemical inputs. While economies of scale can make energy use more efficient, the overall energy footprint remains significant. 7. Food security. Urban farming can significantly enhance food security by localizing food production. It minimizes reliance on long supply chains, which can be vulnerable to disruptions. This is particularly vital for cities with limited access to fresh produce. Traditional agriculture, however, is crucial for producing staple crops in large quantities. While it bolsters national and global food security, it's susceptible to climate change and other disruptions, affecting supply stability. 8. Community engagement. Urban farming fosters community spirit by encouraging people to grow their own food and share resources. Many urban farms serve as educational hubs, teaching people about sustainable practices. Traditional agriculture, while vital in rural communities, often lacks direct engagement with urban dwellers. This disconnect can lead to a lack of understanding about where food comes from and the importance of sustainable practices. 9. Economic viability. Starting an urban farm can be costly due to land prices and technology needs. However, the premium market for local, organic produce can make it profitable in the long run. Traditional agriculture generally has lower startup costs, but financial stability can be a challenge due to market fluctuations and weather events. Both systems have their economic pros and cons, influencing their sustainability. 10. Waste reduction and circular economy. Urban farming often embraces a circular economy, recycling waste within the system. Plant cuttings and food scraps become compost that enriches the soil. Traditional agriculture can contribute to waste through packaging and spoilage. However, there's a growing movement towards sustainable practices like agroecology, which aims to reduce waste and enhance sustainability. In conclusion, both urban farming and traditional agriculture have their strengths and weaknesses when it comes to sustainability. Urban farming offers environmental benefits like reduced carbon footprints and efficient land use, while traditional agriculture provides scalability and is vital for global food security. However, to truly address the challenges of climate change and resource scarcity, both systems must continue to evolve and adopt more sustainable practices.